Bobby Dirkens here. Well, I've taken some time off, and I've had some of you check on me, and first of all, thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Had a lot of health problems go on recently. Don't want to talk about that too much, just trying to forget it, but had to take some time off, do some inner healing, as the doctor said, which I think he's full of it. I just wanted pain meds. I'd be better. But Lord, there's a lot to cover. In the time that I have, well, I won't even just say it all at once. I'll just slowly break it down. Since I last talked to you, I did my game I did my commentary up there at Death Valley, live at the top of Death Valley. Didn't see ESPN up there, did you? But I was up there. Lord, I tell you, I had a good time, had a lot of good responses. But then I did a reaction to what I saw in Clemson Orange-White game. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now that since then, we've had some commitments from some players. And I'm looking down the roster list right now at Brandon Spector. He's looking pretty promising. We're looking at that kid out of Ches Maluzzi. He's out of Naples, Florida. And then this other youngin, he's a quarterback, dual threat, out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And his name, as I believe, Tyson Famakajan. Listen, after LMNOP, I lost him. But I'm glad he's coming to Clemson, or says he is. So congratulations to the Tigers on such a good recruiting early commitment class early on. So that's exciting. So I didn't get to talk about that. But I tell you right now, the past 10 days, if you're a Clemson Tiger, has definitely been head-scratching. You know, it's kind of like those geese. They're a protected bird. You can't go out there and shoot them. But they're dookie all over your car. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm trying not to get shot, I wouldn't be dookieing all over people's cars. But they are. And I think they're doing it because they're smart alecks. Oh, just wait till that band is lifted, and we'll shoot every dang one of you. Yeah, it happened to my car. But anyway, over the past 10 days, we've lost 2 players. Now in the offseason, early on, Zarek Cooper said he was transferring to Jacksonville State. Saw the writing on the wall. He wasn't going to be the quarterback at Clemson. I understand. And Tucker Israel, he said early on, it's time for me to move on. Don't blame you, buddy. And they left, and there was a lot of, it felt good, right? You hated it, but you understood, and they went off. And then Hunter Johnson comes up. Now, I don't blame him. I like the kid. But he comes up, ends up transferring. He's looking at Purdue or Northwestern, which I'll tell you, I like Pat Fitzgerald, but I'm going to tell you right now, if he ends up at Purdue, as good as they've got some things going there, and I'm telling you, he could be extremely dangerous there. He could be dangerous at Purdue or at Northwestern, but Purdue, I mean, let me tell you this right now. Don't slap me on the cheeks and not dare me to punch you. Purdue's dangerous. Northwestern's not so much. Yeah, they always blow it at the beginning of the season. At the end of the year, you've got the announcers going, I tell you, the Wildcats, if they'd have played like this in the beginning of the season, where would they be today? Well, that happens every year. So sorry. Exactly where they're at, that's where they'd be today. But him going to Northwestern would be about as much sense as me drinking a jug of water with goldfish floating around in it. Don't do that, Hunter. Go to Purdue. But you can't blame him. Now, I will say, he did know that most likely that Trevor Lawrence was going to go to Clemson. He knew it. In fact, the entire country pretty much knew it. So if you signed there, you knew, and let me tell you this, if you would have played and you would have blown it, guess what? Clemson never forgiven you. So I just don't know what he signed if he knew that Lawrence was coming, but that's neither here nor there. I wish him the best of luck still. He left, and I understand why. And then the head scratcher happens. Clemson right now, by many people's expert, and some people that call themselves experts, and I just think they're idiots in a high-priced suit, have said that Clemson is going to have the best defensive line in the country this coming year. And also, that entire defensive line will probably be taken in the first round. Pile on top of that we have Xavier Thomas, and we have KJ coming out of Charlotte to come play for us this year. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you play against that defensive line, you don't stand. You're like a red trailer trash redneck woman getting slapped around by her drunk boyfriend named Bob. You're going to get the crap beat out of you by Bob. You see him coming, hear him pulling up, cussing, ranting, and raving, kick the dog across the yard, comes in there screaming Hank Williams Jr. lyrics, and then he smacks you around. But there's nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, when he sobers up, he's a good man and he treats you right. I'd shoot him if I were you. But anyway, you know, if you're playing Clemson this year, that defensive line's tearing you up. I don't even care if you're Alabama. High props to Bama, because we know what they did to us and we're still hearing about it. But we recruited a young man named Josh Belk out of the state of South Carolina. Very good recruit, very excited. Early enrollee. So he's already been at Clemson for one semester. He's closing it out. And then things get weird. Now, y'all know old Bobby here doesn't do personal attacks. It ain't my style. There's enough people on the radio who gets political. There's enough people on the radio who get nasty just for ratings. That's not old Bobby's style, but Bobby will tell the truth. Granted, this young man is probably 18 years old. The only thing he's got on his mind is women and football, probably mostly women, and don't blame him. Me too. And that's why I ended up with my lovely, precious peach, Bonnie Dirkens. But Josh Belk out of nowhere comes up and says some family issues or health issues, and that's all they could say, has come up. Now, he's going to leave. Dabo Swinney and his gracious self said, all right, I respect that. You may go. He didn't put any restrictions on where he could or he couldn't go, because he said he had health issues going on in the family. What's the closest school to his house? Our feathered foe. Those dirt peckers, those jerks, those pricks from Williams-Brice, the turds who believe that they're just as good as us when we beat them 56-7. Yeah, those losers. But Swinney said, hey, it's the closest major school to your family? Pfft, go on. Wish you the best. I'm a family man first. Yeah, lower part of the state of South Carolina. I want to say Columbia, Florence area. Forgive me if I'm semi-wrong, but it's in that general. You get it. It's not near here. Then young Josh Belk has a lawyer speak out for him. Now, the only time you get a lawyer speak for you is two reasons. When you're in trouble, or you're trying to keep yourself out of trouble. I know all this stuff's going on, and people said, and how dare you, it's despicable. Shut up. Stop talking like that, too. He has a lawyer speaking for him. I don't know if he's trying to throw some intimidation Clemson's way, and you better let this boy off, but... So, he speaks for him. Then after that, does Josh Belk talk to South Carolina? Yes, he does. But he also visits Georgia. Now, I don't have a map in front of me. But if you will, go to Google, not that I promote them, and pull up his hometown. Let's pull up Josh Belk's hometown right now. I don't care. I should have did this beforehand, but I don't care. I'm going to do it right now. My internet's slow. Josh Belk is from Richburg, South Carolina. Now, if I go here and I type in Richburg, South Carolina to Athens, Georgia, what does Magic Google say to me? the Google Genie says 3 hours and 58 minutes. Not even remotely close. Richburg, I'm looking at right here, it's between Lancaster and Union. Alright? That's way out there. Nobody wants to live out there. Now, let's say Richburg, South Carolina to Columbia. Bear with me. So we were 4 hours there to Athens. 57 minutes to Columbia. Now, here's the deal. Richburg to Clemson, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. Athens, Georgia, 4 hours. South Carolina, God, makes me want to vomit even saying their name. I hear that dang bird. I wish somebody'd pick that bird off during the game. I don't care. No, I wouldn't mourn, and no, I wouldn't take it back. I wish they'd shoot it right up, right there. No more. Here's the truth. South Carolina makes sense going to school for that, and even Tennessee got in the mix, and I ain't even going to bore you to death to get to that. Here's the deal. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Josh, I ain't going to talk trash about you, boy. And I know you big enough that you came in here and you beat me up, you can beat me up. But you know what? You can kill somebody and that doesn't change the truth. You punch them in the mouth and bloody them up. It doesn't change the truth. It just means you beat somebody up because they told you the truth. Here's the truth. Next time you don't want to be somewhere, just say, I don't want to be here. Don't blame it on family health issues and then turn around and talk to Georgia. Another hour and 10 minutes away from where you're at. Now, I could be totally wrong, and you could have family in Georgia that I don't know about. But from what I understand, that was not the reason. These youngins got to learn to start just telling the truth, and if it makes people angry, well, it makes people angry. Clemson will forever look at Josh Belk and go, what? That didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You made a bad decision, say, I made a bad decision. Don't turn around and go say health issues and go talk to Georgia, talk to Tennessee. As much as I hate it, talking to South Carolina makes sense. And if the whole health issue thing is true, I hope whoever it is that's sick truly gets better. I never wish harm on anybody. Except the Gamecocks. But point is, tell it straight off the bat how it is. And also remember, and this is a lesson for all you out there in Bobby Dirkens land, anytime you lawyer up, that means something's up. All right? If you lawyer up, something's going down. That's your phrase of the day. But we're about 3 good months from football season. And right now they're already saying that Kelly Bryant's going to be starting quarterback. And listen to me, I've already said this 100 times. I have nothing against Kelly Bryant. Kelly Bryant is not the best option for us at quarterback. He's not. And Hunter Johnson leaving did tip the hat to everybody in the Clemson land that everybody knows that Trevor Lawrence is nipping on that boy's heels. And if somebody as good and talented as Hunter Johnson, aside from his chiseled hair, can come up and leave somewhere that he would have a chance at, guess what? He wouldn't if he had a fighting chance. He knows, and that is the tip of the hat and the wink to the crowd, that Trevor Lawrence is nipping at the heels of Kelly Bryant. And I'm going to tell you right now, with those 4 players on our defensive line who said they would not go to the NFL, three of them could, the other one couldn't because of the eligibility. But 3 of them could go, and they said no, and they came back to win a championship. Let me tell you this, it'll be hanging a big old giant, round, well-girthed bird at that entire line if they start Kelly Bryant all season. It's not because Kelly's not a great athlete, it's because he's not the quarterback. He's not the man. I think he was ranked number 5 in the ACC last year. All I'm saying, he needs to be moved somewhere else. He'll get drafted, he'll thank us in the long run. But I'm just telling you, if I'm Alabama, and if I'm Clemson and I'm playing Kelly, they say he's dual threat. He's not dual threat. He's one-dimensional. Yeah, I don't care if he did throw some long touchdowns down the sideline to Deion Kane. Here's the truth. Bama showed the country how to stop him. Well, they're Bama. Yeah, they're Bama. And that's most likely who we're going to play again if we get to college football playoff. And don't be so sure about that Texas A&M game. And don't be so sure that somewhere along the line that another Syracuse doesn't pop up. Because I'm just telling you, play calling changed while he was in at quarterback. So nothing against him. It's just how it is. Don't get mad at me. I'm telling the truth. Sometimes, just because you get hurt doesn't mean that somebody's did you wrong. And just because you get hurt doesn't mean that they're in the wrong. Truth is, Kelly needs to be playing another position. Well, this is Bobby Dirkens saying I'm going to try to get back on here and spread the good news of Clemson and most of all, the good news of Bobby. Don't kick me in the midsection and dare me not to knock your teeth down your throat, give you butthole a full set of teeth. I will. That's just nature. It's Bobby Dirkens saying, I hope something changes quick, or else we'll go to the college football playoff and get absolutely drilled again. That's the truth. Bobby Dirkens.